first I'm going to show you how you triage alerts inside the StrikeReady platform and all the things that we do for you. So to start this, I'm going to generate an alert, and I'm going to leverage our abuse mailbox plugin to create an alert of a suspicious looking email. But don't think of this as an abuse mailbox plugin. Although we do have that capability, I'm using this to generate live alerts so you can see what the data looks like as it comes in and gets processed in real time. So as I mentioned, StrikeReady is a platform for integrating all your tools that generate alerts, generate cases, help you triage investigations. And as you can see, that alert that I just reported is coming in, and it's going to start to get triaged inside the platform. But right away, you can see that we're extracting different identities that were involved in the alerts. We are a tool for case management, which we'll walk through in a second. And I'll just start to click into this alert, and the data will start to render as it's processed. So this is an email-based alert, and if you're an analyst, you might notice that we've extracted the basic information about the email, the headers, the senders, whether it passes DKIM and SPF. And if you're analyzing an email, the first thing you might want to do is obviously look at the email. So StrikeReady always gives you a safe way to analyze content, whether that's a file or a URL or an email, as well as an unsafe way. So we do give you the ability to download files, and you can lock these permissions down with RBAC, so not everybody has access. But you could download the files if you want to analyze the raw content. But here you can see the basic information about the email. And you can see that we've started to extract the artifacts from inside the email, whether those artifacts are the body of the message or whether those are the identities that are involved in the senders and the receivers. So if I were to look at the sender, if I were to look at my particular account, we're hooked in with your Entra, with whatever LDAP provider you are, your Active Directory, your Google IAM, and we're always mapping identities and assets and alerts. Everything is always cross-correlated so that you can go from one thing to another without leaving the console. So here you can see my individual identity. This is my identity page, and you can see that in our platform, we're leveraging 10 sources to gather information about one identity in one view. So whether that's where I'm logging in from, whether that's my AD information, whether that's my weaknesses of maybe I haven't reset my password, maybe I don't have two-factor enabled, but that's also where I'm logging in from, the different identity providers, if there's any notes about the user. So a lot of SOCs like to have a place where they can make notes about particular users that maybe they click on everything, or maybe this is a malware analyst, or maybe this is a help desk worker, notes on the users that might be helpful for the next analyst. So we're always tracking all that information. Here you can see all the accesses that I have available to me through Entra, all the different apps, the assets I'm logging in from. But then we're also always creating timelines. So we're creating timelines, individual audit trails, individual asset trails for identities, for IP addresses, for domains, for assets, whatever it is. All those activity logs all get generated automatically so that you don't have to, once the incident is over. So this is all the information about my identity. And below you can start to see the information we've extracted from that email, right? So if you're an email analyst, you're frequently seeing URLs and attachments and things that you want to analyze in a safe environment. So I could come down here and come down to a particular URL or a hash or something like that. And I could say, okay, I want to take this URL and I want to spin it up in a safe environment so that I can see what the user would have seen had they clicked the link. So inside the platform, we give you sand browsers. These are safe environments that are StrikeReady hosted. You don't need to pay for this. You don't need to bring a third-party vendor in. The point is that these are full virtual machines where you can interact with suspicious content, and everything is always just one click away. And these are full VMs. These aren't just headless browsers. They're full virtual machines where you can click into any suspicious content, so you can see exactly what the user would have seen had they clicked a link. So that is available as an icon for every indicator. You just say spin this up in a VM and you're good to go. But maybe you want to take an indicator and understand from a threat intel perspective, what else was going on. What does the world know about this indicator? Is this indicator mapped to any threat intel? Here you can see it's mapped to Black Basta. And then again, from the indicator, we're always mapping indicators to threat actors to campaigns, threat actors to vulnerabilities. So all of that is all that mapping comes out of the box. So coming back to that indicator, we're doing, mapping it to actors, mapping it to malware families, and then obviously also doing the basic whois lookups. We're helping you track SSL certificates. If there's passive DNS involved, or, we're a platform for helping you do pivots on passive DNS. But each indicator will also, mapping to any other alerts you might have seen inside your environment. Similarly, mapping it to any cases where those alerts might exist. And we're also able to help you deploy this indicator across your stack as alerting rules or blocking rules, or maybe you want to push an indicator as an allow list if it's a false positive. And we're also looking this indicator up against, 10 plus, could be up to 50, kind of depends on your configuration, different engines we have inside the platform, so that you don't have to copy and paste this between, the platform and VirusTotal or Google or something like that.
Discover how StrikeReady can help you improve your cybersecurity. Sign up for a free demo